There we go. Here we go, live. Oh, goodness me, everything's changed color. Hello, everybody. So glad you're here. Oh, sorry, some things have happened on my screen. I can't see what I'm supposed to see. There we go. There we go. Missed you all last night, but wasn't it an absolutely wonderful show? So interesting what people were talking about at Truthwave last night. That was really awesome. So, wow, sorry, I am a little unprepared. Been doing lots of 3D stuff today, out and about in the cold, eyeballs frozen, legs frozen, knees chattering, along with the bones in the teeth. It's really taking a dip with deep dive weather here. So, yeah, I wanted to go over a lot with our helpful people. So before we go on, I wanted to let's just open up this incredible space and bring in our angels and our helpful people, which are so abundant at the moment. Just open up the space. Awesome. And bring in some water, some beautiful water, just to, it's actually got a rose where it should be, just to bless the space and bring in the energy of this incredible substance that we have on our planet. There we go. Can you hear me? Am I okay? Can everybody hear me there? Sometimes, you know, I am, whoops, sometimes. There we go. There we go, on sound. Right. It's been an incredible week, I think, for everybody. Oh, thanks so much, Josh. Just needed a bit of feedback there because I don't hear myself. And sorry, I was trying to see if I could share my screen another way with some beautiful images, but I can't. So I have to load them onto another program. It's okay. For me, it was such an interesting week. Just run through that, how the energy actually seriously worked. I had to really clean up my computer, which literally took me days before it crashed. And I also got a PG. Hello, I've missed you so much. Yeah, we'll share some beautiful images on Wednesday then. So maybe that's just meant to be that we don't share them today. What's been happening in my little universe. Oh, golly, lots. So yeah, it was really interesting because I was actually quite scared to even just touch my computer because I was scared it would crash. And I needed updates on my iPhone, and then I got a new iPhone, which I can't use properly yet. So lots of little glitches like that, but just wading through them. And it's just been, but the big takeaway was that I was offline and not really able to communicate or go scroll through YouTube or do any of that stuff that I often do, which I've sort of really like pulled back a lot on, which I think most of us hopefully are pulling back and just being more discerning where we go. But it just left me open for so much space of meditation and left the energy space to come into my life. And so much color, guys. I strongly recommend some detox from this box that we sit in front of, which really drains our energy and really just creates a shield around us so that a lot of other energies can't come in. So I want to actually just go back and meditate. If I could do anything, I would just be meditating and meditating and meditating right now, and just opening up to the incredible jeweled colors and the beautiful mother. I've been doing a big thing on the different aspects of the goddess, which I'll share on Wednesday with PG. It's been very big. But I wanted to really just, as we're trying to work through feng shui as a transformation, as a tool for transformation. So if we go into our helpful people area, which is what we really need right now, and let's not forget that it is the space of angels. It's the space of travel. It's not just necessarily travel in our physical bodies, but it is travel to all other dimensions. And the heat is really on, guys. The show is really on. I'm sure we're all feeling it. I think a big part of what I'm going to talk about tonight is what I want to, yesterday as well, was just to remind us of our toolkit and what we have. And we're just being bombarded from all sides out there with just so much energy. I just was also very, and as you know, I'm really going to reiterate and remind us over and over and over again about this incredible thing that we have called water. So it's just do the best water that you can. Obviously, the cleanest the better, but that's why I just say do the best water that you can, and drink lots. I just a while back with my brain when I had the seizures, I had an apple which had got all wrinkled. I'm sure we've all had a wrinkled apple, and I just just interesting little process that I did. That I put it in a bowl of water. I just wanted to see what would happen because I've been reading about how dehydrated our brain gets and that we need to just literally drink water and a lot more than we think we need, which is why we have brain fog and headaches and can't get through lots of things. And it took about 3 days or 4 days, but this apple just rehydrated. And from a wrinkled, dried out apple that was on the kitchen counter, it turned back into this beautiful, plump, juicy apple. And it was just so, I like things that I can see. So let's see. Oh, absolutely. Yes, very much, Millie. I wanted to show you some images, but thank you. Big time. So much gold, so many golden beings. Water, water, water. Millie's asking if there are any from the seraphim. I think I deal mainly with the Elohim, but the seraphim are more singing. And I work a lot with the blue beings pop in every now and again. But I have a couple of, literally 2, sometimes 3, very beautiful gold beings that arrived on my birthday last year. And I take some walks with them, and I'm sure that we'll be going down very interesting roads with them. But yeah, that was just about about water. Just in your helpful people area, I just want to finish this. Well, just start this with water. To the right of your front door is your helpful people area. Don't worry about even if you are working with directions. So it's both inside and outside. It is so awesome to have water. And I'm going to be doing a live on Saturday with Chloe, so that we can also discuss how to utilize and work with crystals on a personal level and a transformational level, incorporating some of these crystals into some of the areas of feng shui and how they work. I just want to read here what Yolanda says about, push the water, guys. It's like, the energy of water and how we can program it. I mean, whatever his name, Yokomoto, I'm very bad at name dropping, but who did the initial first secrets of water. So talk to your bath water. I was just thinking it's what a nice, maybe make it easier, because we tend to forget all day, every day, all day, is perhaps set aside a Sunday where you really just energize a glass of water or a flask of water. And it doesn't take long. It will take you like 5 minutes. And then use that as an elixir so that it will actually energize all the other water that you're drinking. I have a particular bottle which I never let run dry. I suppose it's a bit gross, but anyway, I never let it run dry because it's really been energized, and I had a lot of like visitations at one stage when I was drinking that water, actually from Yogananda. I just used it's my yoga bottle, and he really started appearing to me when I was at yoga. And every time I took a sip of water, Yogananda would kind of appear. So I never let that water run dry. And it's I don't always drink it, but it's something that I save like for quite special times, and I just keep filling it up. And sometimes I put drops of it into other cups. But yeah, if a waterfall, a water feature, because this is what the energy is looking at, and let's try and make it practical and useful for ourselves. And if you are honoring, I don't see your homes, you know what you're going to put there, but do look what's going to be there. And to the right of your home, it's very often a dumping place. Mine also needs a lot of tidying up, but do have a bowl of water. I don't have space for running water. And on the outside, a space of running water if you can. So we can drop, as I've spoken about it before, we can work with salt water, which would just absorb our negativities. But at the moment, the universal, and this is, yes, to answer your question, Millie, these are my thoughts right now, my big lot from my meditations, and I hear other people also mentioning it. I don't listen to very many people, but I think Daniel Scranton was actually talking about it, channeling the Arcturians, where they are actually coming into our water and our food, because it's like the easiest way for them to uplift humanity. So the more that we tune into them, and the more that, and these are our helpful people, right? These are our angels. These are our mentors, our teachers. And as Josh has been saying, just listen, guys, listen. I did chop in the comment. Maybe you don't leave the steak and go for the watermelon. But yeah, cleaning up our diet is just so important. Daily, weekly, whatever you know. I mean, you know that you don't want to eat processed foods. You know, there's just a basic pyramid to make it really simple. You don't have to, but at the bottom is as many fruits and vegetables, and then pulses and grains. I don't eat very many grains, and it depends when I do eat grains. I don't eat very much bread. And as it goes up the pyramid, when this was shared with me in a big process I had after my son. I was like, I went to a dietitian, and she was Italian, and she said meat is just for the taste. That's how the Italians eat. They don't eat these huge, Americans and South Africans, we tend to eat these huge amounts of meat. You actually see it in the South African physique, especially the males. They get these very big necks. They give them, it's like beef jerky, but it's called biltong, and that's what they teeth on. So, I mean, it's great for teething. You don't think about it. I was given chocolate. That's a good German thing. Now we can use amber, which is really beautiful for kids to teeth on. But yeah, just and especially if you have children or grandchildren, try to encourage their parents not to feed meat for, hey, at least a year, if not 2 years, yeah, if ever. You know, the kids will know, yeah. But we don't need that much meat in our diet. But meat was, and it was just really, really nice at that stage, was meat was just for the taste. And then way at the top of this little pyramid, the least to never ever to eat are fast foods and processed foods. That's your sausages and your cold meats and your smoked things. So yeah. What was it? Oh yeah. Was because yeah. Yeah, Mr. Floyd, wow, were you supposed to be talking on Truthwave? Anyway, hey, they are just so you've got to just ride them. I've had so many glitches this week. It's really been quite an interesting journey between financial glitches and but we're sorting it out. And it's just so amazing. I sit in front of my computer now and I can feel, she feels so clean. Huh? I was like, and it definitely filters into your body. I found just cleaning up quite a lot of paper that I have because I'm busy unpacking boxes was just a lot easier to tidy up yesterday after all this cleaning on the computer. So remember, my dear darling people, water, 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 and breath. This is the other big thing that we need. And it's feng shui. We're standing here, we're creating heaven on earth. That's what it means. And we're standing in the middle. We are these incredible channels of light, and we need to just open ourselves up more and more to light. Remember that we are them. Take your walks and just let the light just drain through you. I'm finding meditations are being a lot easier and a lot simpler. Just open yourself up to these floods of light and breathe up and down your spine. Also doing spirals, walking around, doing a little spiral for a couple of minutes. A lot are saying it's going anti-clockwise, but it's test your body. Each person is different. So I find that some days, and I don't do much, I just do like a couple of turns just to let that energy from the universe come spiraling in. We need to fill up. This is our biggest mission on the earth right now, is just to keep filling up with this light, to be light carriers, to be light bearers, and to just be so full of light that we are just actually emanating light. It's our biggest weapon. The other thing that I found was really interesting, which is for me, but it's coming through to the collective, is the energy of love, which is, it's not that we, as I've said before, we don't understand love. And in my life, I gave it the name care because it just was more of a verb and more productive, and love was very complicated as a word to understand for me. But care was something that I found much more tangible and more easy to work with. So it's about balance, and it's about harmony. What is creating harmony within yourself? So working with that space of it, I don't have these great feelings of bliss. They're very, very subtle. I have waves of color, which and waves of beautiful golden energy, which create waves of bliss. I'm still waiting for those huge big waves of bliss and that big bang. That's just also where I think that we're going this year, in the year of the snake. I'm just really urging us not to crack your eggs too much. Be gentle on yourselves. We've got a whole year, and it is actually birthing the whole new Christ energy. It's very serious. I think that also came up. I think we brought that up, PG and I, on Wednesday, how beautiful and how sacred and how serious this is, and how responsible we are. I just feel it's become a whole nother level, another level of waking up. I was just on my walk earlier on, and I just thought, what kind of a dream have I been in? So it's another dream. It's another, there's matrices, what would be the plural of that? On top of matrices, upon matrices. But yeah, just acknowledge that water, acknowledge your portal. These are so easy, and I'll just keep reiterating and reminding us that every doorway that we walk through, we're either going through a flush of golden flame, or we're going through a flush of violet flame. Flush of rainbows. I'm doing interesting a lot. This week for me has been so bright. I don't usually do bright colors in my space. They're usually very subtle, but it's been like really deep incredible. It's like, I suppose if I'd taken DMT or something, it's like, wow, my brain space has been really beautiful. And it's been really crazy because I haven't had chat. I haven't used my computer to be able to really draw up anything to. I did a little bit. If you look at my thumbnail for today, that was part of what's happening, and I'm just feeling that we have this incredible, beautiful heart. It's come up for me quite a lot. Is how many hearts do we have? And we're all dealing with the issues of our heart in the West, I think, all over. And when we say come from the heart, it comes from that point of balance within the middle. And over the last years, but especially over the last 3 or 4 years here that I've been here, I have had so many different hearts. The first one was actually just on Easter. It was about 3 years ago, and it was like this divine energy of a beautiful, very, very soft and beautiful rainbow pink heart just jumped out of the bushes, and it was just like, we have these amazing connections with higher beings in the most unlikely places. Definitely not always with meditation. Meditation is just a means to open up our channels, and we can often just be washing dishes when we have these great big insights, or taking little walks. So don't think that meditation is going to be the one that we are going to get our big insights in. Chanting is definitely working with the breath. So it's wind and water. We're working hugely with water. So drink with water with care. Tidy up your helpful people area. Look what you've got there. If you want angels there, if you want to put sayings there for yourself. It is business success, and I like working with that area to bring in a lot of really powerful things, but it's mentors in our life. It's not just about business success. We need to just move our brains away from the money, relationships, and health, because there's so much more that the universe is offering us. Obviously, these are the things that sell. So just be careful that you don't get like sucked down into these roads. We have to really detox ourselves from our Western thoughts and our Western processes. Chanting, breathing. That was another thing that came up for me very strongly, is that it's quite amazing that it is just something that nobody tells us to do. We just do it. There are very few people that can't live without breath. There are a few. Some people just live on breath. We don't need to eat. We don't need to drink water. There are many people that don't do that and are quite fit. Not thin at all. It's quite amazing. But our breath. And we are breathing in the absolute divine all the time. So please connect more with your breath. Do it in your 5 minutes of meditation, longer if you can. All you need is just to work with. And we're saying these holy words to ourselves all the time. Humsa. Humsa. So when you breathe, you can hear it. That area also vibrates to our skeleton. And our skeleton, we are this incredible alchemist. Our body is, yes, we hear it's our temple, but do we understand really what it means? I like to look at it right now as the most incredible machine. It's our tool of immense power, and especially our spinal column, which is why all yogis are telling us to keep our spine straight. It's our direct link to the universe and to the divine. If they're kinks, and don't worry if you've got scoliosis and a little kinked spine, just do the best that you can. even when you're sleeping, try to, oh, Lindsay, I'm sorry for that. Try to work through keeping your spine as straight as possible. We tend to put way too many cushions and pillows under us, or we sleep curled up in a ball. Try and practice. It does take a while, and it feels very strange. We all love to curl up into that little sacred position. Sorry, while I'm on the skeleton, did I mention it's part of that helpful people area? That area rules the skeleton and the bones. It also rules the sense of smell. So keeping our skeleton, this is one of our biggest tools. That these are part of our toolkit that we have. I wanted to just do, I know I'm doing kind of all over the place, and just remember that we are water. Just be water. We are 72 or 75% water. So it is so important to hydrate ourselves with good, clean, energized water. I used to teach that if you're cooking and you're not cooking with love, it's better to actually, you're doing your family a better service by getting McDonald's. If you're cooking with anger and jealousy, or if you're having a really angry moment, please go and calm down. Also, just remember that the utensils that you use are this direct energy into your food. You're cooking, we're kitchen witches. This is the alchemy of our beautiful, wonderful being. The West has taken alchemy into a whole another perspective of turning it into good and dark and black and white magic. We're magicians, but I prefer to look at it as more pure, holistic magicians. Whatever you're cooking, whatever you're eating, be grateful, be thankful, be blessed, especially if you're cooking for others. And yet again, that rule of thumb is, for me, is as few people that have touched it is whatever you're doing in life, the least amount of people that have come in contact with whatever you're dealing with. I was just, when we were talking with I had a lovely chat with Chloe the other day, and we were just, she was talking about like cleaning the crystals and where they come from. I said, but how many people have touched them? How many people have worked with them before they get to you? You know, so Josh was saying, even just a quick cleanse. I like that one. I've often used that one. Just at least clean it, put it under running water, so that most of this superficial energy is out. Yeah, we haven't even vaguely touched into where crystals are going to take us. As I said, I'm hopefully we'll work a little more how we can work on a powerful level with crystals. I mean, they've been used in business and agriculture for years. You know, they grind up crystals so that they use them for fertilizer, and they make things grow. Yeah. I wanted to also just remind us about our toolbox, because we tend to forget that some of these things are tools that we have, and especially that energies are pumping up so much, and we have so many tools that we tend to forget about, and sometimes we use them. Rice, Lindsay, yeah, rice is really good. Just well, that's the problem, Mr. Floyd. Josh, he could, that's why, you know, but you don't know. But money cuts karma, so you're paying for the meal, so you've cut a lot of the karma. This is why prostitutes charge, otherwise they would really be a mess. Yeah. So the money does cut a lot of that energy, so that's why it's important to have that exchange. But yeah, please don't live at McDonald's. There've been a lot of exposés on what goes on behind the McDonald's. My mother was very iffy about eating out, and especially about complaining about your food if you were eating out, because what happens behind the kitchen at the back, I don't know. She would always make us go to the bathroom, because in the old days, often the bathroom was through the kitchen or past the kitchen. So you had to have a look. Then there's small restaurants that opened up when we were younger. Um, Life has changed quite a bit. Um, yeah, rice. Lindsay, they make it really wonderful when you do have rice. And we used to, they do a thing here called milk rice, which is just so wonderful. It's more of a glutinous rice, a bit like sushi rice, and then they cook it with milk and sugar, or milk and a sweetener. And it's like the staple diet of, I think it's Northern German. We used to have it as children, but slightly different. We had leftover rice, and we would have it for breakfast porridge. We would have it with milk and sugar sprinkled on the top. It was very delicious. But milk rice is really, really, really lovely. Do you have any broth, or even potatoes? What do you have, Lindsay? Lindsay doesn't have rice. Toast. Yeah, but just think about it when you oh, Yolanda, that's so, yeah. I loved it too. I had my Learn to Cook book, which I still used when I was way into my 30s. It had some really great recipes, and they were in pictures. Yeah. Be able to make bread. Yeah. Yeah, wild rice is nice. Lindsay has onions. You potatoes and onions? No potatoes. Can't we send Lindsay some food? Lindsay's hungry and it's cold there. Like what? I don't know what is that, Angela? Horchata, I don't know. So yeah, that would be awesome. They often do that. You can buy it now, which is like really yummy, and then it's got like this blob of like vanilla or chocolate or something in the middle of it. Uh, some people don't like it, but I'm very fond of milk rice. But yeah, cinnamon and nutmeg, and it's quite glutinous because it says this glutinous rice. Popcorn is awesome, Lindsay, and you could make pizza if you can make pizza with onions without cheese. Yeah, popcorn's a bit rough. PG. PG and I will draw you some beautiful food. Shame, Lindsay. I really feel for you, my love. Mm. Yeah, but tea sometimes yeah, Lindsay. Oh, yeah. Sometimes we just want tea, and especially in the cold. Mm. That rice and cinnamon sugary stuff, yeah. It's very comfort food, huh? It's really nice. And I tend to still make, if I cook, I don't cook very often, but it's cold, so I also like a lot. I do sort of soupy rice things. I think, oh my goodness, what did I had last night? I had mushrooms and rice, magic mushrooms, yeah, mushrooms and rice and leeks, yeah. Because I'm eating a bit, and then we're going on another fasting spree, because hopefully we'll I think Jared will actually do it. He mentioned that he was going to do something, because it's like this big Moshivrati coming up. So yeah, I always used to call like those, like tuna and those really like tinned mushrooms or things. They were called poor people food for me, because they were saved at the back of the cupboard. They were the really special things. And when we didn't have much food, then we would hi Victor, nice to see you here. Thank you. we would take them out, so, and when we didn't have much food in the house, so then we'd use all the specials that we'd saved up. So they were called poor people food. But I think Lindsay's out of poor people food as well. Lindsay, but you can't just live on pills. Lindsay, you need to start growing something. And we need to really send Lindsay some food. You must eat your neighbor's dry toast. You're going to make me feel so bad when I eat food tonight. I'm going for butternut. Butternut to work with my beautiful sacred chakra. I don't know if you want me to go through. As I said, this took me on such a huge journey. I wanted to just please get a pen and paper out if you have a pen and paper, or take some notes. Oh, Lindsay, you know what? There was a story, and I used to sometimes do it with my children because my life wasn't always very flush. But it was like tighten, and we're eating moonshine tonight. So just tighten your belts and take big gulps, and then you can put your plate out in the moon, and you can eat dollops and dollops of moonshine. But Lindsay needs food. Maybe we can send you some money in a chat tomorrow. We'll send you something via. I'm very blessed. I do have good food in Germany. We don't have very many preservatives, and we have a lot of fresh food. Okay, our toolbox. So we tend to forget that these are some of the things that we can do, because the energies, I don't want to say they're getting rough, they're getting intense. They're getting really sparkly and spangly, and we want to keep riding that wave. Jen, sometimes a little faster than others. PG knows about that one, but sometimes we don't want to crash and burn, or we don't, we want to ride fast, and then some people are, each person's different. Some I really envy them. The steady, my mother was like that, steady, consistent, reliable, always on time. So yeah, I really respect that. I'm kind of, as a friend of mine once said, other people are like the thread that make humanity. They're weaving the cloth. And then along comes Crystal, and she just throws us some sparkles in, and some sequins, and a crystal here, and a bit of gold thread here. Otherwise, that thread would be so monotonous and boring. So we, the PGs that go flying to other universes and dimensions, and then come spiraling back again. We need it. We need it, So some of us sometimes we also need to know what's going on out there. And it's not for everybody to go out there, and that's fine, thank goodness. Otherwise, who would be tending the crops? Okay, so it was so interesting last week. Even my pens didn't want to work. I don't know. They've just gone. I've only got. Everything. It was just like I just had some good laughs with the universe. So let's just get some of, and as I said, don't forget that we are incredible magicians. This is the alchemy that we're being called to do. And our body is our super body. Our body is this canvas. It is the best tool that we have. And we need to use it. Whether we are going anywhere with it right now or not, doesn't matter. Just get ready, because we don't know when we're going to be going. So it's like, keep the car in order, keep the car packed, keep the suitcase packed, because you don't know when that call's going to come. And you want to be reasonably ready. I think there's a thing in Christianity which talks about the virgins with the oil lamps, that there were those that had their oil lamps ready, and there was the wise, 5 wise thingies, 5 wise virgins and the 5 foolish virgins. So some of the tools that we tend to forget that we have, and these are the tools. So when things get a little rough, what can we do? Chanting. Doing mantras. Mantras are so powerful. I just heard that way back, and I can't remember where they were. I don't know if they were in India or in South America. But since way back, they have been imitating animal calls and animal sounds to make them into spiritual chanting so that they can break through into other dimensions. Obviously, everybody's been taking these mushrooms and the chura, and they didn't take LSD back then, but they did the ayahuasca and their mixtures. But yeah, just be very careful when you're doing them, that you know who you're doing them with, and at least make the space sacred. I say, if I have one regret in life, it's that I didn't do psychedelics. My son gave me mushrooms a couple of times when I was very blind, and he said because he wanted me to see color, and that was just so interesting. I just thought everybody saw it, so we didn't really talk about what we saw. So my life has always been very internal and on my own. But yeah, all the walls were just full of Egyptian stuff. And then I kind of went into some Persian stuff. And then that was just so interesting because my son came through to the bedroom. I was in the bathroom and I literally saw him straight through the wall as a Japanese samurai. It's like right through walls. But yeah, I always believed that we could do this without the drugs. And yeah, we do. Okay, so the tools that we have, chanting. There's a whole line of school of thought. You know that I'm very partial to the Om Mani Padme Hum, which is the lotus, the divine lotus of the Divine Mother just growing through and opening up. And it's the 6 true words of Buddha, and it just protects everything. Sorry, I need to just... and I can't accept that. Sorry, just hold on. Sorry, guys. I need to... No, I don't need to. Am I still on? I didn't push the button to... I was playing with the volume button. Yeah, there's a whole... It's... Sri M. He was also a while back talking about that you can just chant the Om. So as I said, I'm very partial to the Om Mani Padme Hum and the Om Namah Shivaya, which are the 5 elements, which has taken me on this incredible journey and still going. It's never going to stop, my 5 elements. But I think maybe I'll save this 5 element talk for Sunday, working with them in your body. And yes, we're working with lots of extra chakras, but working with 5, this is Om, which is a gift, and this is grace. We work with it, but we don't work with it. But chanting the Om is actually in 4 parts. So if you want to just be mindful of how, because we say these words it's things have been so westernized and like so monetized, and degraded and ridiculed, these beautiful sacred teachings from all over the world. But when one does Om, is actually but it's, if you work with the A, which is from your sacral chakra, or your base chakra, which is starting the Kundalini, it's the beginning of things. And you can just start by just doing and tuning into that, but with love and with consciousness, with passion behind it. The ooh comes to your heart, and you can really just feel it when you go ooh. And it's just this beautiful golden feeling of expansiveness and warmth. You can visualize a beautiful pearl within golden pearl, or however you see your heart. But at least visualize and put your hands on your heart, your left hand underneath your right hand. Feel your heart, feel it pulsating. And then the actually vibrates here at the bridge of your nose, which vibrates to this whole energy area here. So we're going all the way up our chakra, of our body, but just in 3 stages. Ow. And really move that energy. And then there's that breath, which is the nothing. So it's actually 4. There are 4 sounds to the Om. So that is one of our biggest tools if in doubt. If you need something, one should be alming a few times a day. Just do 3 alms in the bath, because it is that very, very, very sacred. The first sounds, the primordial sounds of creation. Yeah. Let it be, let it be. I love that. That's absolutely beautiful. Music is so holy. I just kept quiet about music for many years, because I just thought, for years, and I thought everybody was just singing to God. I didn't realize that there were people involved that they sang these songs and wrote them about. So I just live in my own world with music being all to the glory of God, or by the high hand of God. So yeah, Mother Mary comes to me. And I just thought, whether those people knew what they were writing or didn't know what they were writing, they wrote these songs and they are divinely inspired. So it's nice, Yolanda, to have a mantra in your brain that you've programmed yourself, because we're programming ourselves. And these are not, they are sounds that have been worked with and put together for manifestation and deep religious practices that have been with us for over 5,000 years. And they are the basic building blocks of DNA and structure and creation. They vibrate very much. Rudolf Steiner also did a lot with sound, with the primal building blocks, and which is why children all over the world start saying the same thing. He did a lot of that, where children all develop at the same time. They develop around about the same time, and they do the same things. They draw the same pictures. They say the same words. So it's always ma, 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 which comes first, and then it's ba and da. And he had he works with so it's almost like working with yantras. So he developed this eurythmy, which is extremely powerful. They used a lot of Saint Germain's work that they put to movement. So mountain is a and you do that and then you do this whole incredible, beautiful dance with your hands and your body. And ba is very like on the ground. Ba. Just play. These sounds are so good for you. I mean, I was told to be quiet when I eventually did start talking, because then I spoke too much. And I would obviously do a lot of these sounds. And when I first had my first awakening, I would sit in my car when I was driving, and I would do all these incredible sounds. It was before I got to know Rudolf Steiner's work, and then just thought, there's somewhere where you can do it and you're not insane. But ba, g, r. As a child, we're doing these things. These are so important. R is fire. It works with our solar plexus. This is fire in the belly, which we need to create. R. I think for me, there's like, a lot of people say, yes, so many people are in the best 3 chakras, but on the spiritual community out there, I think there's too much emphasis on the top 3 chakras, and we're not doing that that grounding work. So just, I know that Lindsay's going to really work with that one nicely, especially Why do we say that when it's food is coming and we think it's delicious? And just be conscious of where that resonates in your being. You are feeding this incredible creation. I can't think of his name right now. Who's done a lot with it? Doesn't matter. But let it resonate, let it vibrate into your being. The universe will lead you to the right teachers for you. You know, that you know, if you need a teacher, but I still believe we are hugely our own guru, but it does take work to do that. Yeah. Mm, mm. Yeah, Mother Mary comes to me. Let it be, let it be. Okay, so that's our chanting or our mantras or our songs. Lindsay said she was just going to sing something until she was enlightened or something. That's how I read it, which I thought was just absolutely beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. So pick something that you're going to work with and let it so that it's just so wonderful when you go to sleep and you wake up in the middle of the night and you've got these mantras going on in your head, or you're walking down the road and they just come into your being and you know that they're working. It's also like, oh, the deity is with me. You know, the angels are with me. They're talking to me. So we need to acknowledge how we're hearing. These are how they're speaking to us, as well as in the water that we're drinking. We can ask them to be in the water, ask them to reveal themselves, ask them in our dreams. It's singing is so uplifting. I went through a whole thing when I was in the States and I cleaned houses, and very interesting to clean houses for people. And they always find something extra for you to do, and especially when it's like 5 minutes to 4 and you're leaving at 4 o'clock, they'll always be just hang up the washing. And coming from South Africa where we had servants, I sort of thought, well, we were quite different, but that was the majority of how people, you know, a lot of people do work with it. And so I think, yeah, we're all guilty of that in a way. So it's like, oh, just do this. It's 5 to 4 before you go. Um, and it was so spontaneous in me. I started singing the blues and humming the blues, and I just thought, oh, wow, this is so interesting, because Black people are always singing, especially when they're working in your home. Because when you sing and you hum, and they're so resonant, they have beautiful songs, and they, because of their nasal structure, and they resonate so beautifully, those songs that they sing. And they've also got a slightly different key to what we hear things on. It's like Chinese music is also a slightly different key. But it was just, Grace, with that, it's just so interesting how our body knows that when we're in deepest distress or in anger and frustration, and there's nothing you can do about it because you're being a schlock for somebody, that you do automatically, the blues, that pain, you start to sing. The universe, this is the magic, guys. The magic is not out there. The magic is here. You know, when we leave this planet, this is all we're taking with us. So fill it up. You know, all your lotions and potions and bells and smells and gongs and pongs, they ain't going to stay behind. They're not going with you. You're just taking this. So work on this one. Fill it up every day. Be like, it's the biggest tool. It's the biggest machine. It's this biggest gift, and it's mainly in the spine, but it's everywhere. It's our blood. It's every single little corpuscle in us. Every single cell is, at the moment, it always has been, but more so now that are just open and vibrating. Okay, life is very beautiful and magical. We just have to see it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, cleaning is amazing. This is the other thing that we're really being called. You might be having dreams. I mean, they're not always nice dreams. You might be dreaming of dogs pooping. You might be dreaming of cleaning the toilet. Just drive them, guys. We're all being asked to clean. This is some of the biggest work that's being asked right now. Is as we are ascending and elevating, it's, yes, do our mantras and all of that, but at the same time do all the cleaning. As I've said to you a few times, our carry on the matrix is crumbling. It needs to be removed. You know, it was so interesting. My mother was an incredible hoarder, and we would tidy up her place every now and again. And I would go back, and then I started to realize that wherever it still retains that energy. So this is a ties in with this a bit. She would always keep dumping on the same area. We had to really work hard with her to like remove her from that specific area, because it's the energy field, and the energy field is still there. So the energy field of the matrix, in a way, is still there, and we need to clean it up so that it doesn't keep coming back. Yeah. So these are like very interesting times. It's a lot bigger and than we thought we'd signed up for, guys, and it's getting a little serious now. But serious, but fun. Yeah, whistle while you work. Everybody's first favorite, including Mr. H's favorite cartoon, Snow White, you know. Yeah. He made us sing and dance to all this stuff. The German, anyway. Okay. So, create something. Do something that you haven't done before. Singing, that's another tool that we have. Hum. Humming is beautiful, but vibrate. Let it resonate in our hands. Drinking water, blessing the water, having a bath, having a shower. These are tools. We don't need these great big tools. These are the tools that we can pull up that we've used and we know work for us. Sometimes they don't always work the same way they did when we first used them, but you know that you can fall back on them. Connect with the earth. Touch the earth. Take your feet off. If you can't take your feet off, if you can't take your shoes off, at least touch the earth with your hand. Say, I'm here. Touch the soil in your pot plant if you're having a wobbly. Connect. Even if you're not having a wobbly, just connect quickly. Yeah? I'm trying to, like, we do work with crystals, but I'm trying to do the things that if we didn't have these things. Yeah? Connect and shine. Sit, do that Om for 3 Oms, even just one. Visualize this incredible heart center. Connect with a big anchor down to the middle of the earth. Just anchor yourself. Let's see what comes up in your vision, in your imagination. If it doesn't come up, it's also fine. But they're beautiful crystals in the center of the earth, which have been energized, especially now. The new crystals are there, and the Arcturians and other beings are really energizing these crystals and the beings of inner earth. Connect also, and you can feel it. Just tune in, be still, and you can feel it when it goes click. And just know that you're connected. You're walking along like this with this big aerial that's just like spiraling out there. Do a couple of spirals, even if you can't. If you know, just do this. They're saying a lot is coming down from the universe right now. The spirals are anti-clockwise, but we're also going to have to spiral the other way. Make spirals in the earth. If you have that space, we were doing spirals a while ago. I didn't really have space to do them outside. I did 1 or 2 little ones, but some people did these beautiful pictures. The earth really wanted spirals, and now she's asking us, to do spirals. It's the return of the mother, the return of this divine earth. Get moving. Do a little bit of Tai Chi. Just like let it out. Breathe it in. Even if you don't know Tai Chi, just use your arms. I was just doing that now with the Rudolf Steiner stuff. You know what you can do. Just bring that energy to you. Let the energy go. Remember that we have a rainbow body. Think about just putting it in this beautiful egg full of rainbows. The more you do it, the better it's going to be, the stronger your rainbow body is. These are the tools we need to do to fill up ourselves, to fill up our egg, so that the energies get higher and higher, so that we are connected with higher and higher beings. They can't come down to us. We have to go up to them. We have to elevate our energy to get there. Don't forget your helpful people. To the side, it's whatever you're putting there. Do your bells and smells. make a beautiful altar there, make beautiful flowers there. When in your intention that you're inviting the angels into your home. And as you walk past them every day, you will see that beautiful place that you've put there, whatever you're working with. I know Grace has got some really amazing crystals, so she can work with them. We don't all have, not everybody's got amazing crystals. Yeah, maybe it's just a beautiful glass of water that you can put there, but water should be there for now. And put the spiral within. Remember, it's the return of the goddess. Embrace, and it's not just one goddess. We're working with at least 10 aspects of the goddess. So which one do you want to be today? I love this stuff, and this is where my Om Namah Shivaya is taking me to, like all these aspects of the goddess. I've, like, for myself, had Mother Mary and the goddess and the unicorn goddess, but this is just for me a little bit more formulated, and they have different aspects to them, and it's which one can I work with today? Who are we working with? Do I need to be an angry? That's it. But those are other practices that you can do. Yeah, working with Kali, working with Durga, working with Lakshmi, but they all have slightly different energies. Cutting our head off so that we don't think. The spinning, our breathing, our dreams. Listen to our dreams. Some of us who don't dream are dreaming. I don't dream very often, but when I do, write it down. I like to journal in the morning, or if I don't journal, I do illustrations. I do a lot of like light language, a lot of like things. They're not really doodles. Sometimes I draw little pictures of what's just coming, but they're usually codes that I'm drawing. Cleaning our house is such a tool, because as we clean our house, we're cleaning the energy, what we do for ourselves, we're doing for the collective. When you clean your house, change your mind space about it, and just think that what you're cleaning your home, you're actually cleaning out of this old earth. You're sweeping away this shit of the old matrix and getting rid of it for once and for all, so that it's not growing back again. And remember, like cleaning the house, we need to be on top of this for a while. Walking in nature, putting our house in order. I'm hearing it so often. So many people, big people, just like shift things around. This is why we have this incredible tool of feng shui. It's not the panacea of all ills, but it is definitely a beautiful formula where we know what we can be. The only thing that we have vaguely after our body is our home. And it should be, whether you have a room or a space or whatever. And I've got it written again, just be water, be water, be water. Be wind and water. We are the balance between the wind and the water. Don't make it too complicated. Let those that want to work with 333 levels of chakras, let them work with it. It's fine. Just work with Om. It's more than enough. It's huge. It'll take you down huge roads. Yeah. So we're just cosmic divine beings right now. This energy, I've just got the same thing over and over again, that we are a pillar of light, and just make space for the divine goddess to be within us. So on that, hello Hini, thanks so much for being here. It was, it's really lovely. I used to love cleaning, doing the garden. I love that feeling of being like scratched and bumped around and bruised, and those aching muscles, and then, just love that feeling. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. As I said, I cleaned my computer and felt this incredible clean. It's beautiful, beautiful energy. Cleaning house is really special. The Germans are a little over the top, but they do this lufting. They do it like 2 or 3 times a day where they open all the windows and get all the energy, the negative energy. In winter too, especially in winter, they do lifting. So it's just to let fresh energy in, front door and back door. And then they close it up again. So they always kind of smell fresh. So I think because a lot of Germans live in apartments. Well, I think it's all over the world that people live in apartments. So my loves, don't forget to make sound. Don't forget to drink water. So these are the biggest, hugest tools. I hope this was helpful for us. We're going to start dipping into the 5 elements on Sunday again, but working with them within our own being, within our chakras. Because that's the biggest thing, is when we have those 5 elements in balance within ourselves, everything is in balance. They are the 5 first primal building blocks of the universe. So without the 5 elements, nothing is built. You know that even with food, and it means, and it means it's punch. That's where the word punch comes from. And if you just make a punch with 5 ingredients, it doesn't have to be alcohol in it. It will trip you out. There's something weird about this 5 number thing. Sometimes it's a little sad when you start to understand too much. It's always so nice when you're just doing stuff. You kind of get the magic, and then you start learning that there's actually formulas behind it. So just start experimenting and start playing, and the things that you do them. Don't just talk about them. Don't just write about them. That's why it's just keep it really simple. Yeah. And dance, of course, movement, but that's Tai Chi movement. So I love and leave us all and sprinkle us with some beauty. Don't forget the water, please. Here in front of me, above me, behind me, to the front, to the back, to the front, to the back, below me, and let it shoot all the way up to the top. It's the 10 goddesses. So we close up this space, and may you have beautiful dreams and beautiful insights and beautiful waves and winds of love and rainbows, and just breathe in. It's so beautiful out there. So much love to you all, beautiful ones, and hopefully we'll see you on Wednesday with PG, and I'll keep us informed about Alive with Chloe. It's a pleasure, Millie. I'm glad you enjoyed that. It was full of angels for us. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh, especially for really making so much of this happen, or giving us the space for it to happen. Your generous heart is magnanimous. Thank you. And PG, you're still there. Lots of love. Oh, yeah, thank you, PG. Thank you, all of you. Lindsay for spiraling. Millie for her. Oh, Millie, we must talk. I'll send you an email. We need to do that egg thing. Anyway, love you lots, guys. It's time to open the door. So, bye-bye, and thank you so much for all being here. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of love. There we go. Bye.